what up, weirdos? It's your boy Raindrop, Raindog, Rain Jerusalem, my co-host, co-captain, Cole, Conspirator, Uncle Juju.
What is up, babies?
Welcome back to BXTV, aka Back from Hell, your Spotify and YouTube podcast where you didn't know everything you need to know. And I hope you guys are excited. I hope you guys enjoyed the last podcast. And if you're new here on YouTube, make sure you drop a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you don't mind. Helps us algorithm and all that stupid shit. And let us know down below if you agree and disagree with some of our takes. You know what I mean? Let's keep it fun and interesting. How are you, Juju?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm chilling and having a good time.
Damn, dude, guys, it'll be a new year by the time we put this out. That's crazy. So happy New Year. Hope everybody had a good, safe New Year, and I hope it was filled with everything good. Champagne, kush, whatever.
Kisses and caviar dreams.
You know, I hope you guys had a great holiday. But with that being said, me and Juju like to do a thing here called Comic Book of the Week. Basically, we take a book, relatively came out either the week prior or so. We like to try to keep it relevant, and we always try to say the next one at the end of the video, but excuse me, I don't think we'll have this video. I'm sorry. But I'll put it in the bio. So check the bio for what comic book we're doing. But with that being said, though, we like to put a comic book on the chopping block, 1 to 10 for the art and the story, and give a little breakdown on what we enjoyed, what we didn't, whatever. So it may be if people should be hype, if people should subscribe to this at their local comic shop. Shout out Velocity. You know what I mean? So with that being said, though, Juju.
Yes, sir.
We have
tonight's comic book of the week is Carnage #2. It was written by Torun Grönbeck, and the artist was Pierre Perez.
All right.
And, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Some fun names. They make your name easy.
Some fun names.
The writer's name looks cool. Is that the one I'm thinking of? What's his name again?
Yeah.
His name looks cool. Looks Viking.
Yeah, it's Torun Grönbeck, and he, I believe he is actually Norwegian.
All right, tight. Either way, we have Carnage issue 2. It came out the other Wednesday. Well, this past Wednesday that we did it, so it'll be like a week before for you guys. Yeah, Cletus Cassidy, man. Well, I guess Carnage, God Carnage. Yeah. If you guys aren't aware, this is like continuing after Death of Venomverse, and Carnage, God Carnage is trying to like figure out what kind of god he is in the first book. So just to give you guys a rundown, in the first book, goes to his prison cell, takes over this dude's body, and transforms him into looking like Cletus Cassidy, and like gives him all his memories and all this shit.
Amazing.
So it's not actually Cletus. It's just this like weird clone that Carnage made. But
I think in the book it said like from a single cell of DNA and Carnage somewhere. Like,
well, yeah. So, but long story short, he is starting all these murders to get people to start worshiping him and like treating him like a god, because he's like saying that to be a god, like because the dude in the prior book was like the guy who's guarding that library and shit. I'm not going to get into that right now. He was basically like, what makes a god is people worship them. You know what I mean? Like, people praise them. And, like, Carnage, he's like, who praises you? So he's, like, on that journey. But he's also on but while he's on this journey of figuring out what kind of god he is, like, how to get praise, who's going to praise him, he's looking for somebody. And you come to figure out, am I going too fast?
No, not at all.
You come to find out he's looking for the Cletus Cassidy that's alive in that present 616 Earth.
Yeah.
Because Carnage is walking around the body that he made to look like Cletus Cassidy, and they're in 616. And he basically is looking for the Cletus that's alive in that world. And What's crazy though is while all these like murders are going down, because we said he's like he's killing all these people with names of what, disciples or whatever. It's like
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
13 disciples names or whatever. He's killing like all these people or whatever they're called.
12
12. I
disciples,
don't
I
I don't
believe.
fucking
Yeah.
know. I say 13 because I watched Dogma, and Chris Rock was the 13th disciple. But while all this is going down, Flash, Anti-Venom, is figuring out, oh, wait a minute, yo. I felt this originally in the first issue. Like, he had this, like, feeling from his symbiote that Carnage was
Yeah.
back. And because he was in Death of Venomverse fighting God Carnage. And he realized, and he's, like, looking at all these murders, and he's, like, putting all the pieces together. And he's like, Carnage is back, dude. Like, Carnage, like, something's going on. And, like, some people complain that they didn't like that they had a lot of just Flash talking in this book. I enjoyed it. I kind of like that they show you like, hey, this is where he's at. Like, this is what's going on, and we're building a little bit of a character with him because hopefully he's gonna be throughout the Carnage storyline for a little while. You know, that's what
Yeah.
right. That's why you would assume they do it.
Mhm.
What's your take on that? On the dialogue with Flash?
Honestly, I think it's more of a get it out of the way so you don't have to do it later. You
Yes.
know, like
Yes. Because don't let us fool you. This book was not fucking dry in the least bit of like.
no.
Somebody was like, there wasn't enough killing. I was like, you're just a psychopath. Like you genuinely
Okay,
like.
okay, hold on. I'm of the opinion that I would prefer quality in my comic book mass murder genocide, whatever the fuck we're
Yes,
doing
dude,
here.
because he literally says in the book, he literally says, because this Carnage is more meticulous. Like he's getting,
Yeah,
he's learning that he doesn't need to kill everybody. Because they say in the diner or wherever they're at,
yeah.
the
He's like,
bar, they're at
just
the
kill
bar, they're at
everybody.
the
Yeah,
bar looking for Cletus. He's like, why don't we just kill everybody? He's like, I don't know. And he's like, because of God, like, whatever. He goes into the. I don't want to ruin it. You guys need to really read this. They're on issue 2. And it just makes sense. It's like you kind of realize, like,
yeah.
Carnage is growing and, like, is thinking bigger and more. Like,
And also getting a little bit artistic, like.
yeah, I mean, dude, what was the artist's name on this book again?
uh, I think it's Per Perez.
Yeah, dude, he killed it. He killed it with the whole scene. There's two that really got me, and then I know yours, but two that got me.
Yeah.
One is that panel after he jumps out the car with Mark, and he just has
Mhm.
him open, just literally
Yes.
like his ribs are
Open.
his ribs are.
Yep.
If you look closely, his ribs are cracked open. Excuse me, but
Yeah.
it's like, yo, this is Carnage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I want it, and the other panel, like the colors and everything just looked really good. It wasn't too gory,
Yeah.
but it was like enough to be like, if you were like 13 or 14, you'd be like, that's sick. Like, that's kind of like gruesome. But like at my age, I'm like, all right, this is what you know what I mean? Like, I appreciate the
Yeah.
fuck out of it. And then the second panel was literally that little bit where he's taking the dude who tried shooting him with the dog, the standby
Mhm.
guy, the guy who saw him
Yeah.
ripping open Mark. He when he takes him to the museum that his group home took him to,
Yeah.
uh he just has the dude like with his mouth open, like pried open with the Carnage like symbiote arms and shit, and it just looks like some Saw shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is what I'm saying. Like, Carnage should be cutthroat, just like does not give a fuck, ruthless razor blade. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there should be no compassion when it comes to him. He's almost like the Marvel's Joker in a sense.
Yeah. You should. And
What was your
I
favorite panel?
my favorite panel was the. I believe it was. He was at like the monument. He's like, I'm gonna make a monument to like for people to worship me or whatever.
Oh,
And
or Mark?
yeah, and
He puts
Also,
his head on the monument and writes the fucking little quote.
yes,
That's what you're talking
yes,
about? I'm just
and
making
then
sure.
yeah, and then the other part was and I'm not sure if this is in the first or second one. You can where he's sitting on the pile of bodies.
That's
It's
the
just like,
end of
okay,
the second one. So that was a sick ass panel. At the end of the second one,
yeah,
he's like going through the sewer because he remembers this kid at the group home saying we have better homes in the sewer, which basically I'm guessing was Cletus. And
yeah, and there was
uh,
also the blurb from the TV
y-
where it said like Florida man says sewer for like
no,
population problem.
it wasn't a TV. Was it a TV? Oh yeah, no. Yeah, that was. I remember. Sorry, I thought you were talking about the
That
panel.
was a little cool PG
Thought you
thing.
were talking about the panel where it's him and then Cletus on the throne finishes his sentence, and
Yeah, no, that was my favorite
then
panel.
it shows him on the throne of
Yeah,
bodies. It's just a bunch of body parts that made a throne.
yeah. It's like they kind of allude to it there because it's like such a weird little like news blurb that's just in the background that like
Well,
you're
the
not
thing
gonna
is, I don't know. I
hit
don't
on it,
think.
you know?
Well, a lot of people. So you probably don't understand this. Carnage and Cletus have been separated for a long time now. Like 2 years
Yeah.
almost. Like if I'm correct, like ongoing, off and on separated. But like for the past year, they've definitely been like not together. And I think before, because a lot of shit's been going on in Venom, and everybody's wondering when is he gonna fight like King of Black Eddie Brock? That's like in the series going on right now. And I think we have to see some resolution between Cletus Cassidy and Carnage. And I'm wondering, it's gonna go one or two ways in my eyes. He's either gonna kill Cletus, or Carnage is gonna like realize he needs Cletus,
Yeah.
and that's what like sends him over the edge. I don't know.
It's like the thing that he only needs like one follower to worship him continuously, or some shit like that,
Well, no, I mean, yeah, maybe, but well, no, because they're not. That cancels out the whole thing that he's doing now. That would make everything he's doing in the first two issues pointless then. So I don't think they'll do that because the whole first issues is him creating a following to get
Yeah.
the like to become a god actually. So why would you? You know what I'm saying? Doing what you said would just wipe away all of that. So I don't think that would happen. I think that's just like I think realistically, it's gonna be them just being like, we're stronger together. Like, it equals somehow in this crazy mindset, it
Yeah.
equals balance. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
having the two loonies together somehow just balance. I don't know. We'll see. It's only issue 2 of the book, and like Juju said earlier before the show, very excited for issue 3.
Yeah.
I believe it's a monthly book, so gotta wait like 3 weeks.
I can wait or I can freeze myself.
I mean, but I'm excited to see where they really take this whole thing with Flash. You know what I mean? And Anti Venom.
Yeah.
Very excited for that. He's always been fun in my book. Always want more. I would give this book. You tell me what you think. For the art, I'm gonna give it 8.5.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd have to agree with you on that.
Okay, and then what's your opinion on the story?
Story wise, I loved it. I loved the internal monologuing that was kind of going on. I liked how it flowed from like panel to panel. It just seemed super smooth and it was easy to follow. It was really easy to follow in my opinion.
I think
I however, I give it a 9.
so. I'm gonna backfire on you.
Sure.
I think I personally, I thought I liked the story, but I think it was a little messy. Truly, I truly
Mm.
feel like I feel like there was parts that cleaned it up and made sense, you know. But I feel like they could have done it a little more just clear, if that makes sense. Like I feel like there was too much like it's almost like some of the shit going on was like a riddle, and
Yeah, yeah.
I understood what was going on, but I was like, man, like if you were trying to just now get into this, I could see where you're a little confused from issue 1. You know what I'm saying? Like you waited a month and then you got that. It was like, all right, like if you didn't reread, like I don't know, but I would say like an 8.5, but if you can convince me it's a 9, I'll give it a 9.
Actually, I'm gonna lower it a little bit because, like, yeah, you had me at like some of the stuff was a little confusing, but like
Tell me this.
just second glance, I kind of got over that.
Tell me this.
It's a book that you can't read like on the flash. Like you have to really read it.
That's which is fine. I'm not taking anything away from it. Overall, I think this is an 8.5 single issue. I think we do as a whole. Let's say 8.7 just to be nice guys. 8.7 for art and story. And honestly, if you like Carnage, why the fuck are you not reading this? Like, I've read old Carnage. I've read new Carnage. Like, I think what they're doing is fun. I'm liking it more than I liked the last run of it. So I don't take that as you will, because I loved the last.
Yeah.
I read all 14 and then all the spin-offs. I have them all in a box upstairs. So like, I'm sure though, the day I go back to reread that series, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is going on, bro? What the actual fuck is going on?
It took me a second. I was like, wasn't Flash the one that used to beat up Peter Parker? It was like, oh wait a minute, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Venom, anti-venom, got it.
Well, anti-venom's like at the moment, from what we understand in this book, he might be the only weakness to Carnage, but he may not be. And like he may have not outgrew it, but in a sense he did. He's like immune to it.
And honestly, one thing I kind of really appreciated a little bit was that, you know, he's talking about like what it is to be a god and the fact that he wants to be a god and all that, and he's picking all these people with biblical names, and I'm going like, what is the point of reference on that? Or is it just like,
What people?
you know,
What people?
like the victims, like how they're all named after.
There is a point to it. They're all the disciples. He's doing all of this because he's trying to recreate what religion does. That's what he's doing. He's trying to gain like a religious following so people worship him as a god. And this like that see, and that's where I'm saying without that I saw a YouTube video the other day, the Comic Palace. Shout out this guy for saying this. They need to do the intro bubbles like they used, like like in my opinion more detailed, and they need to do it every issue. Like every single issue that you buy, don't do it in the omnibus and like the trade paperbacks, but every single issue you buy off a rack should have like 3 sentences or like a paragraph even. I'll take a paragraph of just like what happened up to now.
Yeah.
Like, and what's
like
going
previously on.
Yeah, because like if you're just stopping in and you want to get into a series, why not do that? I feel like if I ever get the chance to write comics, and Juju, if we ever make our comic, because you're gonna be writing it probably.
Yeah, there's always gonna be like an intro.
Yes,
like,
just know you're gonna have to write an intro every single time we do a fucking issue.
Dude, I mean, I love when they even do that in fucking in literature. Like, I don't think you'd be able to read Dante now without the fucking introduction of like what the fuck is actually going on and what they're talking about. You know, I like having
Yeah,
that text and then the original text like next to it. You know,
and that's and
um,
but what I was getting, the reason I say they gotta do that intro
yeah,
is because, like you were kind of confused on why he was even like doing this shit. So like,
yeah. But I did like the biblical touches and the fact that like yeah, like in a sick fucking twisted up way. That's kind of how it happens.
no, I mean, but like he like Carnage is like actually like a god figure at this point. Like everything he did in the previous runs and the spin-offs, he's been to hell and done all this crazy shit. Like he's not to be fucked with like on the weekend. You know what I mean? Like he's actually like fucking bad ace.
It's basically like Lucifer's just like, no,
Don't want you.
no, not here. Bye.
Telling you, bro. It is worth checking out. Like if the trade ever comes out, like I think there is a trade. I think you buy the trades, but the first volume is good, especially if you can get all the spin-offs with it. Probably do like like a full collection at some point. I would imagine.
All right, so overall rating 8.5.
Yeah.
Carnage. I wish we had like a Brandon sound or something, you
I can
know,
probably
like
do. I can do that on the YouTube, or I can. I
like
can
a stamp. Done. Um, all right, so obviously, guys, it's gonna be after the new year when this comes out, so we're celebrating here. Woo!
yeah.
What is your number one collection goal of 2024?
Well, to put a little emphasis on why we're doing this, if you guys haven't noticed, we love comics, we love collectibles, we love that aspect of life. So, down in the comments, let us know what your collector goal is of 2020. Um, my collector goal of 2024 is to complete the Punisher Max run. I need
Nice.
I need like 30 something more issues. So, but I want to like find them like without busting my ass and paying out the ass. So I'm gonna like casually hunt those and probably hunt some at con.
Yeah.
So, but that is definitely like one of that and try to finish the Mortal Hulk run. Like
Mhm.
those are my big collector goals. I've been working on the Mortal Hulk one for a while. I put it off for a while, and then the Punisher one, I just like I got blessed with 30 something issues of it. Might as well finish it now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um,
What about you, good sir?
I think my big collector goal of this year is I have two actually, and they're both kind of related. I want to get um Steve Whitmire to sign picture
Fire.
of Sattler and Waldorf, and those are he's the puppeteer, one of the puppeteers from Jim Henson who worked on like the Muppet Show and all the movies and stuff. Like he's the I think he worked on the witches. He was one of the mice. But I want to get his autograph on Sattler and Waldorf because I don't have him. I have him as Kermit the Frog and I have him as Ernie. So I want to complete that trifecta and be done with Muppet signatures.
Yeah,
um,
no doubt. Move
it's a
on.
weird one. It's a weird one, but like I feel like I've met him twice now, and I third time, you know. Um,
Oh, cool one.
uh, I think my second one is I want to complete my Disney Princess collection signature for my daughter. I want to get either Ariel or Jasmine, whichever one comes through.
When she
Yeah.
grows up.
Yeah. And I also think I want to get less big Lego sets. I want to get a little more tiny, a little bit more technical. I'm thinking maybe like the cars, because I like building those.
No doubt. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like cars, so I would never build a Lego car. It'd have to be like the Batmobile for me. But other than that,
Yeah, no, and I have two of them. That's where I kind of figured it out. But like, I really liked like the Mustang one that they had, and then some of the Fast and Furious ones look kind of fun.
hey man, to each their own. I could care less, but I love Lego. But that's like I don't know. I guess to me, that's like the least cool ones in my opinion. Like,
I thought that until I built the '89 Batman mobile, and
yeah, but once
Batman
again, that's a
Batmobile.
Batmobile. That's not an
Yeah,
everyday car. Like an everyday car, I could like just go see that. I don't know.
yeah, but it's in Lego form. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
um, no,
But hey, teach their own, yo. I'm not hating.
yeah. I also kind of want to. I want to go to another con with you, like this year, like one that's not like Galaxy Con, like a kind of big one,
You mean
like
kind of
kind
big?
of a bigger,
What do you mean?
like
GalaxyCon's fucking huge already. We just go on the dead
uh,
day, bro. Go on Saturday. It's
no, I
fucking.
know. I mean, like I'm thinking like DC Comic Con or something like.
Uh, I mean, yeah. Is there one in DC?
There's, I mean, come on, it's the national capital.
No,
There's
but
got to be
I
one.
mean, but why? There's one in New York and then one in GalaxyCon here, and then we have the small Comic Con here, and then there's Comic Con in Philly, and then there's Comic Con I said like in DC. So Philly and DC are, I mean, New York, not DC, are two big ones. So I'd have to
Mm,
look it up. The
yeah,
other thing is though, bro, like, no offense, you're always with your family, Adam, so we can't really hang out at con.
nah, I'd be like, she goes to her parents all the fucking time. Come on, I can leave the house too.
All right, dude. Well, I'm holding you to it then. Holding you to it. I I mean, I think the closest one to us that's big is gonna be the Philly one. I doubt me. I mean, I don't want to look it up right now. Like, I'm not trying to.
Yeah. No, I understand. I'm just saying, like, um. So, on moving forward, uh, what it was in your opinion the top 3 books that you read this year?
Um. So, a lot. Before we even get into this, a lot less dry than how Juju just put it. there, a lot of people this year were saying comics were missing out on a lot of things, this, that, and the third. But me personally, I was able to pick 3 comics from 3 different uh, publishers. I'm not sure who did the
Mhm.
uh, but the stuff I picked wasn't even probably the best stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, it was just what it's just what really like pulled me in as a reader this year. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I felt like this was the best for me, and I enjoyed it. Uh, but my three top reads for this year were Conan the Barbarian being number 1 by Jim Zub
Mhm.
and Roberto de la Torre on the art. Roberto, he killed the fucking art, dude. That was like, the writing was good, but the art, like, every time I opened the book, like, I was just like, every time it came out, I was just so hyped to get it in my hands.
Oh yeah.
I've been screaming
Oh yeah.
since day one, since the free comic book day early released issue.
Mm.
It's included in the trade. Read this series. And my favorite DC series was Peacemaker Tryhard, uh, by Kyle Starks. I forget who did the art, but
Mm.
Kyle Starks did a great job. If you love the show, he did a great job of taking what people loved from the show and putting it in the comic, which I think was good because it brought a lot of people who didn't read comics back into comics. Because a
Yeah.
couple of my friends did, and I think one of the best ongoing series to come out of 2023 was Incredible Hulk by Philip Johnson and Nick
Yeah.
Klein. Philip Kennedy Johnson. They're
Mm.
crushing that book, dude. Like it's kind of like a horror tone, kind of like Immortal Hulk, but it's like they've had Man Thing. They got this new zombie Ghost Rider. Like I'm just wondering how long they're gonna take it and just who else they're gonna bring in. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see where they take this Incredible Hulk series. Like, because Hulk isn't letting Banner be in control at all. Like, he's trying not to. He's trying to get rid of him as a whole. And it was just like, I didn't read the last Hulk series, and I didn't hear great things about it, and I didn't hear great things about Donny Cates series. But this is like, since what I've read in Immortal Hulk, this is like I'm digging the fuck out of this. Like, and the art is A1. Like, it is like it's so easy to look at. Like all the splashes and shit in it with Ghost
Yeah.
Rider. Like the Ghost Rider issues, the Ghost Rider issues with like the fire and shit, so good. Like they do such a good job of just making it like flamboyant and crazy looking. Which is like,
Fuck yeah, man.
which is like you're missing a giant like play on art that you could do if you're not going crazy with the like with how Ghost Rider just looks naturally when he's on his bike and
Yeah.
shit. Like you can make
Mm.
that look. You can just make him riding down the street look insane. Like you know what I mean? Like, and it's cool that he's not like a human. He's just a straight up like spirit zombie demon that like spawns when this kid's in trouble. He's like out in the middle of Mexico at like a convoy compound type thing. It's pretty cool. What they're doing is cool, and I like
Yeah.
that they're like making new characters. And like I said, only can imagine who's gonna show up next. You know what I mean? We had Man Thing and this new
Yeah.
Ghost Rider. Is it gonna be a new variant of a character? Is it gonna be a new whole character as a whole? Is it gonna be somebody else? Like, I'm very curious. I'm kind of hoping like Wolverine from the ongoing series shows up or something, because like they always do crossovers. Like, who
Mm-hmm.
knows? But those are my top three. I definitely think if you haven't read those, you're boring. And I will say two honorable mentions. One huge honorable mention is Mark Miller's Nightclub. That was super fucking fun. And the way he did Big Game makes me just really drool over how the relationships are gonna play out in Nightclub. Is this one guy gonna turn bad? Like, what is this romance gonna do? Like, there's so much. There's just so much craziness that's gonna happen like immediately when they start the next part of that book up. And I'm so glad to have the issues that I have. Oh, and the second one was Gunslinger. That I don't think that came out this year.
Okay.
That was the honorable mention. I don't think that came out this year,
Yeah.
but what they've been doing has been fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Oh,
Um.
oh,
Yeah. I was just sitting back, man. um. So
With that being said, though, are you gonna
yeah,
do any of those? Seem like now hearing what I've said, are you gonna read any of those?
absolutely. Ghost Rider for sure.
Not Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
It's Hulk. The Incredible Hulk. It's just there's a
Yeah.
not a Ghost
Yeah.
Rider
Yeah.
series.
No. No. I mean, you had me sold on that. So like, um, and also, I mean, those are three really, 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 really good books. To be honest with you, just
Yeah, they're not
listening to you
bad.
talk about them,
I
you're
really,
fucking passionate about
I
it.
well,
So
dude, cause like I really wish people would just read Conan though. Like I wish,
yeah,
cause like a lot of people don't, cause they're like I'm not into that mythos and shit like that. And I'm like, dude, it's so like if you just like escaping for a couple minutes while you read, like read Conan, yo. Like they do such a
yeah.
good job of pulling you into that world, and like it's good. But with that being said, Juju, what is your top 3 of 2023?
My top three of 2023, I would have to say, would be Planet of the Apes.
You
That one
keep
came
did you
out.
keep reading that?
Um, no, but I'm singling it out as a book, as the book itself.
Okay.
This was the one I thoroughly enjoyed. It took place. It basically took
Who
place in the
wrote it?
time period between.
Do
Hold
not
on, let me
know.
pull it up.
No, you're good.
No, I have it up. I have it up in front of me. I just
I'm
need
just
to
trying to
double check
credit these
because.
people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no, yeah, I totally.
but if
I
you don't
hate
have,
this app.
I know the Marvel app sucks.
Issue details. It was David Walker and Dave Watcher were the writer and penciler.
I have the Carnage crossover cover for that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that Carnage is like creeping on the apes, dude. It's so cool. But go ahead.
No, I love the fact that it takes place like just before like the fall of man, like just after the simian flu has been kind of flying around and like they're kind of figuring out that like the apes are getting more intelligent and like that part of the Planet of the Apes I thoroughly enjoyed. And I love the movie series, by the way. Like, I love the new ones and the
Yeah,
old
yeah.
ones.
The movies are
So, like,
fun.
I've been a fan for a while. And this book just really impressed me with the storytelling and the art. Um, my second one was Star Wars Return of the Jedi, Jabba's Palace.
Oh, I remember you
Um,
saying you liked that one. I
yes,
remember
I
when you
loved
did
this
that.
one.
You did that for comic book of the week
Um,
one day.
yes, and honestly, like, I read this and then I read somewhere that Guillermo del Toro wanted to do
Yeah,
like a
yeah, we had this.
Scarface.
I remember that's why I
Yes.
remember you talking about this comic because that's how we had that conversation.
And I'm here for it. Like and I loved the art on these. Like these it was 3 book series Star Wars Return of the Jedi and it was Rise of the Empire Jedi and I think there was a one in the middle that I didn't really like but um sorry. And uh my th- my third one, I'm trying to pull it up.
Good dude. Oh, you got two
Um,
solid picks. Both Marvel though, which
had
is
it up.
crazy.
Yeah, both Marvel. I'm sorry. Batman, Gotham, Gargoyle of Gotham.
He loves that Grandpa Raphael, Grandpa, whatever his fucking Grandpa Raphael, whatever his fucking name is.
Yes, that was one of my and
He killed that
my
book.
yes,
I
my
just
runner up. I can't tell you because I don't know where the book is, and I couldn't tell you what the name of it was. But it's the Star Wars one, and it's the one with Luke and the blue lightsaber, and this is the story between Return of
oh
the Jedi and
yeah,
Empire.
I remember, I
Like
remember.
after he got his hand
Yeah,
cut off, but I think that came out last year, so that's my like you know
honorable.
honorable mention. Yeah,
Um, no, yeah, fucking
Gargoyle of Gotham.
yeah. I didn't mention that because I I really just like that. Not saying this is better, but like for me, because I know I preach about. People are probably like, why does Rainey not mention Batman Gargoyle Gotham? He loves it. He loves the suit. Everything. Um, because what the guy did with Peacemaker was they finally like established this character that has never really been established, and he took what the show did with that establishment and ran with it, and it crossed over so well into such a fun mini series, and I hope they do more. But Batman Gargoyle Gotham, that that is a beautiful fucking book.
Yes. And by far one of the most interesting and weirdest looking books. gonna be honest with you, and I loved the religious imagery that they just sort of sprinkled without, like the fucking statue on Gordon's desk, like the fact that Gordon is a fucking chain smoking Catholic, you
Well,
know?
dude, it's because, well, I don't think people don't like people aren't picking up on the fact that this is literally Grandpa Raphael telling us the story of year 2. Like or year 3, whatever. He said he's been Batman for
Yeah.
2 years at this point. And it's like, all right, like I like this. Like we're seeing like where this go, like whatever. I dug it. Like you're saying, it's unique,
Yeah.
it's fun. I mean, honestly, if you're not reading that, you're fucking loafing.
And I, I'm sorry, but like every time they always do like a new Batman, I complain about this time and time again. But this was the first time where like it played out, and I actually like liked it. Fucking Murder of the Waynes, because every single fucking time they do a Batman, they always show it, and it's always like shot for shot. It's the same, you know, gun, bag, pearls, puddle, like
Yeah,
rain, like,
I know what you mean
and
though.
this one they did it so completely differently and uniquely, and um,
His own thing, yeah. That's what I
yeah,
think. I think that's what
it,
he's trying to do, is just make his own Batman story, which is cool. But at the same time, I think some people are hating on it just because they want Batman. Like, there, but it's like, that's not what he's doing.
no, so speaking of Batman, weeks from now. We are weeks away, allegedly, from Daredevil coming out.
Well, I think it's Echo, and then Daredevil's going to be in Echo, and then Daredevil comes out. That's what I believe is how the timeline is set up. I think I
Word.
fucked up when I typed it, but if I'm correct, it's Echo, and then Daredevil and Kingpin will be in Echo. It's mainly starring Echo and Kingpin, and fucking Daredevil should come out after that, if I'm correct. With that being said, how do we feel about Daredevil and what they're gonna do with him? I'm personally excited. I've been wanting to rewatch the series because I have nothing better to fucking do. But I'm telling myself I should watch Blacklist instead.
I'm first of all, I'm glad that the show gets to go on. I'm glad the fans are gonna get something that they're either gonna really, really like, which I always have high hopes for stuff like that. But at the very least, I know it's gonna be fucking entertaining. It's got a great fucking cast. It's got, Vincent D'Onofrio again, you know, rehashing a character that he fucking owns. Like,
Oh, dude, he's
you
so
know,
good as Kingpin. Like,
yes,
I I definitely I want I want to get a I want to find a sick ass Kingpin cover, and like I wish I did it when he came to, like when he came to GalaxyCon, but one day
yeah,
I'll have a signature of him on a comic of Kingpin. I don't want like a headshot. I want like a headshot of the comic book character. Like Dash Kingpin, like.
yeah.
But no,
I mean,
I think if it's anything like the rumors, I think it'll be good. Like people are saying like Daredevil is being like, if it's anything like the storyline of Reborn Again, it's gonna be like Fisk. Well, I think the storyline they're going with is Fisk is like mayor and he has an anti-vigilante act in full in full effect.
in place.
Yeah, and Punisher is trying to figure out who's using his logo, and it's apparently like a bunch of dirty cops doing shit with his
Of course.
logo. Like, I don't know. That's just what I read online. This could all be bullshit. This could all be bullshit, but we gotta talk about the speculation.
But let's be real, facts.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I'd be here for it. I like when Fisk feels like he's on top of the world and just like is being an arrogant ass and just being reckless. I enjoy it. He's not really reckless, but like he does murder a lot of people. But
Yeah, and in horrible fucking ways, by the way. Like,
no, like 100%, 100%. Uh, but dudes, that was our last episode of 2023. I hope you loved what we talked about, and if you love more, make sure you follow us at BrainDeadXTV on Twitch for live podcasts at 12 a.m. We do a podcast so you can chat with us, have everybody bullshitting. It's a good time. And remember, never offended, always recommended, and Happy New Year's, my dudes.
New Year's to you, buddy.
Later.